Hi class, in this we're going to go over some questions in your chapter 3 quiz. We have one, two, three, four, five questions submitted by one of our classmates. And then this is the question streak coming from your quizzes. So pay attention, ask me any questions you have, okay? And by the way, I do want to apologize to you guys specifically for this class because you guys are very unfortunately getting these set of questions in your quiz because these questions here are probably the most difficult question in the entire textbook. And then many of my students, they get so traumatized by Arturo and Dina. Every time when they have a nightmare, they will think about Arturo and Dina. All right, so let's go over the questions. Uh, so we have two parties here, Arturo and Dana, right? So each party can produce either burritos or tacos. So the first question here says, Arturo incur an opportunity cost of 36 burritos if they increase production cost of tacos by how many units? All right, so before we answer the questions here, we're gonna set up the questions correctly. So remember we mentioned in our PowerPoints and also in the YouTube lecture that there's a method I want you guys to use. It's called a four price method. So it's the price of each good for for each party, right? So we're gonna do price. Well, give me my pen. There we go. So price of. Oh man, this is terrible handwriting. Sorry guys, I'm getting this new tablet. It's not. I'm not used to this. So price of burrito for Arturo. This is so ugly. I'm sorry guys. Just bear with me. Price of tacos for Arturo. Price of burrito for Dina. Price of tacos for Dina. All right, so the price of each group for each party. Now, when you do the four prices here, we don't care about the numbers and the numbers that's within the PPF. The only number we'll care about are the two end numbers. So the 400, the 200 here, and then 400, and then the 300. All right, so for each prices here, this would be a simple fraction. So whatever you're looking for, the maximum production goes on the bottom of the fraction. So for Arturo, a maximum can produce 300 burritos. So 300 burritos goes on the bottom. And on top is the maximum of the other group for the same party. So that will be 400 tacos for Arturo. And simplify this will be 4 over 3 tacos. So for every burrito Arturo produced, it costs him 4 over 3 tacos. Now for taco for Arturo, same thing. So maximum taco, that will be 400 taco goes on the bottom, and then 300 burritos goes on top, and this will be simply 3 over 4 burritos. And then Dina, the maximum burrito for Dina will be 200 burritos, and then she also can produce 400 tacos. So tacos on top, and this will be 2 tacos for every burrito, and then this one will be 200 burritos on top, 400 tacos at the bottom. This will be half of her burrito. So for every taco she produced, it will cost her half burritos. Okay. Now the question is asking for Arturo, and it says if Arturo produced 36 burrito, how many taco would that cost Arturo? All right, so we have the numbers over here. We said for Arturo, for every burrito he produced, it cost him 4 over 3 tacos. So if he produced 36 of them, so 36 times 4 over 3, then simplify, this would be just as 48 tacos. So answer is going to be B over here. Okay. All right, so this is the first question. Let's look at the next question we have. So still same question, same setup, but it's asking for a different thing. It says Arturo and Dina would not be able to gain from trade if Dina's opportunity cost for one taco is changed to what? So the key word here is when these two parties cannot benefit from trade. Now normally the two parties will always be benefit from trading. The only time that wouldn't happen is whenever the two parties have the same opportunity cost. So So let's look at what this must be. What Dina's opportunity cost must be for one taco. That wouldn't be the case. So for Arturo, for every, right? Yeah. So for Arturo, let me use different color. So for Arturo, for every taco, it will cost Arturo 3/4 burrito. So this is the opportunity cost for Arturo. So for whenever Dina is trading with Arturo, as long as Dina's opportunity cost for taco is not the same as 3/4, then they have a like a room for trade or room for arbitrage that the two party can both gain from this trading. But whenever if Dina's opportunity cost for taco is also the same number here, then we got a problem because now both parties have the same cost, then nobody will benefit from trading. It's like you trading with yourself, right? You wouldn't benefit anything out of it. So only answer should be 3/4 burritos. So if Dina is also 3/4, then we got a problem, right? So the answer is B, 3/4 burritos. All right, and then last one, or for at least for this set of questions. Um, so if the production possibility frontier shown are each of 1 day production, then which of following combination of tacos and burritos could Arturo and Dina together produce in 1 day? So which one is possible to produce in 1 day? All right, we're gonna do something very simplified here. Right, we're gonna look at the numbers here and decide what should each party produce. So guys, just by looking at the numbers, looks like Arturo is better at producing burrito. Dina not so much. So by way of comparative advantage, one person is always good at one production. So if Arturo is good in production for burritos, that means automatically Dina is good in production for tacos. Now, even though they seem like the same number, even though they're both 400, remember this: your opportunity cost and your comparative advantage is not about how much you can produce, it's about how little do you give up. So if you have a lower opportunity cost, that is your comparative advantage. And then if you go back to our 4 prices from above, so compare the cost of burritos. Arturo costs 4/3. Dina costs 2. So this is lower. So we say Arturo has the comparative advantage in the production for burritos. And then for tacos, for Dina, for taco costs her half burrito. For Arturo costs him 3/4 burrito. So this is lower for Dina. So Dina has a comparative advantage for production for tacos. So again, it's always one party, one comparative advantage, right? So Arturo is greening burritos and then Dina is greening tacos. So we're gonna have Arturo produce burritos in a perfect situation, and then tacos will be produced by Dina. Now, however, we don't have a perfect situation. That looks like the combinations here is divided half and half, or it looks like the numbers here are not perfect set. So for the first number, for the first answer choice, it says we need to produce 400 tacos. Is it possible? It is possible because Dina can produce by herself 400 tacos. But for burrito, it's asking for 350 burritos. Now, however, for Arturo, he can only produce 300 burrito at maximum, so 350 is way too much. So this one is not possible, so this is not a good answer for us. Now next, we're looking for 500 tacos and then 250 burritos. Let's look at the burritos first. So Arturo can produce a maximum 300 burritos. So if Arturo is producing only 50 burritos, that means Arturo is giving up the capacity of 50 burritos. Now, if Arturo give up 50 burritos, how many tacos can this 50 burritos translate? Now we're gonna use our opportunity cost. So for every burrito for Arturo, it's 4/3 tacos. So if you take 50 burritos and then change it to tacos, that'd be 4/3 tacos. How many is this? Let me use my calculadora. By the way, I'm just bragging off my Spanish skill, okay? That's the only thing I learned from my high school. I don't remember anything. So 66.67. So they can also produce 66.67 tacos. Now, would that be sufficient? Well, we need to have 500 tacos. Dina by herself can produce only 400, so we need Arturo to produce additional 100 tacos. But this only give us 66.67. So it's not enough, right? So this is also not a good answer choice because by doing so at a maximum, that between two of them, they can only produce 250 burritos, and then that will be 466.67. So that's less than 500. That's also wrong. Let's look at last one. So we know last one's wrong, but let's see how wrong that is. So for last one, we need to produce 100 burritos. So again, let's use burrito as our starting point. Let me erase this. So a tour can produce a maximum 300 burritos, and now we're asking to produce 100 burritos. So we're giving up 200 burritos. Now for 200 burritos, the trade-off is that each burrito can give you 4/3 tacos. So how many taco would that give us? Let's take a look. So it's 200 divided by 3 times 4. That's 266.67 tacos. Now, would that be enough? Well, Dina by herself can produce a maximum 400, so plus 400. This will be a total of 666.67 tacos. That is not 700. We need 700, so this one's also wrong. Now, the last one, which by process elimination, this must be right, but let's go over the numbers. So if a tour produced 150 burritos, that means he's giving up 150 burritos for capacity. And each one, it can be translated into 3/4 tacos. So 150 times 3/4, this will give you 200 tacos, plus a maximum Dina can produce 400. So this can produce total of 600 tacos, which is exactly what we have over here, right? So that's why C is the answer. All right, next question. So suppose a worker in Fredonia can produce either 6 units of corn or 2 units of wheat per year. A worker in Slovenia can produce either 2 units of corn and 6 units of wheat per year. Excuse me. Each nation has 10 workers. For many years, the countries would trade, each completely specialized according to their perspective comparative advantage. Now, however, a war has broken out between them, and then all trade has stopped. Without trade, Fredonia produces and consumes 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat. Slovenia produces and consumes 10 units of corn and 30 units of wheat. Then the war has caused the combined yearly output of two countries to decline by how many? Now, before we find out how much they declined by, we need to find out how much they had before. So before the war, each country was specialized in their comparative advantage. So whatever they're good at, that's what the country is producing at. So Fredonia, each worker can produce 6 corn or 2 wheat. And then Slovenia can produce either 2 corn and 6 wheat. So that looks pretty simple. Looks like our Fredonia people, they're good at producing corn. And then Slovenia people are good at producing wheat. So if they doing this comparative advantage, and each country only do what they're good at, and then so Fredonia, they're gonna produce only corn. So everybody produce 6 corn. We'll have 10 people, then a total of 60 corn. And then for Slovenia, everybody producing wheat, so 6 wheat per person, times 10 workers, we have total of 60 wheat. Now that's what they have before the war. Now after the war, Fredonia, they have 30 units of corn and then 10 units of wheat. And then Slovenia has 10 units of corn and then 30 units of wheat. So together, this combination is going to be 40 corn and then 40 wheat. Now compared to what we had before, it was 60-60. So now it's 40 and 40. So it looks like we're giving up 20 corn and 20 wheat. Okay, so that's the answer. All right, and then last question. So suppose a worker in Canania, all these weird names they have, right? Can produce either 2 blankets of 8 meal per day, and a worker in Flaminia can produce either 5 blankets or 1 meal per day. Each country has 10 workers, so similar to before. For many years, two countries traded, and then each country took comparative advantage. Now the war has broken out without trade. Canania can produce and consume 10 blankets for 40 meals per day. Flaminia can produce and consume 25 blankets and 5 meals per day. This war has caused the combined daily output of two countries to decline by how much? So same thing, right? So just like before, So Canania, they're doing 2 blankets a meal. So a meal is what they're good at. That's comparative advantage. Felania can produce the 5 blankets or 1 meal. So 5 is advantage for them. So before the war, Canania produced 8 meal per day for each worker times 10 workers. They have 80 meals per day. And then for Felania, they produce 5 blankets per worker, 10 workers. Then they have 15 blankets. Now, with war going on, Canania has 10 blankets, 40 meals. Felania has 25 blankets, 5 meal. So added together, this will be 35 meal a blanket over here, and then 45 meals over here. So compared to before, looks like we're gonna lose 15 blankets and then 35 meals, right? So this one. This is the answer for us, all right? So answer is A. Okay, so guys, this is how you do the questions like this. Have any question, let me know. Remember, chapter 3 is very hard, so if you're not doing so good, don't beat yourself on it. Don't worry, the exam will be much easier than what is on the quiz. But have any question on the quizzes, let me know, send me a picture, and I'll be more than happy to make a video for you, okay? All right, see you later. Bye-bye.